What's up, Buck fans? We are back again for another RBT live stream. If you're new to the channel, I'm Mark Ramirez, that's Michael Pless, and we are Real Bucks Talk. We try and bring you the most latest Buck news from our point of view, which is obsessed Buck fans. So, with that said, Pless, how you doing, and how's your Monday?
I'm doing great. Glad to be back on with you, Mark. And it's just it's exciting to hear that we're seeing other states starting to open it up as far as sports teams being allowed to get together. So it looks like there's been some progress being made here as far as the COVID-19 situation goes. I know Florida is in process of opening things up here again. So that gives us hope as far as the season coming up, and hopefully we can start on time and have a training camp and get back to a realm of normalcy as far as sports lands goes.
Absolutely. I just hope it doesn't go the opposite way where there's a second, I guess, how do you say, go about this COVID stuff.
Yeah, second wave.
Second wave. Because,
Mm-hmm.
from what it sounds like, gym's open today and everyone's at the gym.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I hope for the best. We all should hope for the best.
Mm-hmm.
Wear your mask. Do all the things they're asking you to do. Prevent it from spreading. But let's keep going on. Let's talk about some Bucs news. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
obviously, in the offseason, there's not much to talk about. But we're going to do our 2020 schedule prediction, which was the big mainline headliner of the show. But let's look at whatever there was on Google of Tampa Bay Buccaneers news. There was this Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski talking to Chris Godwin. So I clicked on that. Let's see what that was about. Pretty much it's just that Chris Godwin saying how Tom Brady and Gronkowski can make them Super Bowl contenders. It's pretty much what you're going to hear over and over on the offseason. There isn't much to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
They said obviously the careers these guys have already had is pretty insane. For them to come here and add the experience that they have and to really help mold our offense and mold our team into what we want to be, which is title contenders, winning Super Bowls. That's plural, which I really hope happens. I think it's going to be a long way in terms of helping our franchise go in the right direction. What do you think on that?
Yeah, that's awesome to hear. I mean, it gets me excited just them saying that, and it's been a really tough time for Buccaneer fans all around. Over this last decade and more. I mean, it just seems like it's just we get close and we haven't been able to finish out seasons where end up on the winning side. So with Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski being added, with the coaching staff still in place from last year, a talented group that we have on the roster that we've gone in depth about. Yeah, it's very exciting, and Bucs fans should be excited about this coming forward, and hopefully everything goes the right way. We get the bounces that we need, and have a great season. And I think we can if we stay healthy and put things together.
Yeah, we've kind of touched on it, but this is a long off season. We'll talk about it more and more as we go. But the thing is, it's just, I like how you said title contenders and winning Super Bowls in the plural. That's one big thing I really like, and that they can see. Like, this is a guy that knows how to make decisions. This is best for the team. He's proved it. And we can beat a dead horse of how many times we can say that, but
Yeah.
it's true. This is what he brings. Everyone feels his competitive nature. He's the GOAT. He's already the GOAT, a living Hall of Famer playing in the game, and you just surrounded him by every weapon there is on an offense. So, and brought his best target with him over. So, we'll touch on that when we go over the schedule prediction. But
Yeah.
overall, obviously Chris Godwin's happy. Mike Evans is happy. Every offensive weapon is happy. Rojo's learning how to catch the ball. So there's nothing but good news across the board, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yes, obviously that's really, really good news. But let's move over to another, again, it's off-season, guys. There's not much news out there. But this was something on Tom Brady I found. This was the big news talk that they're talking about. This is what they have to talk about since there's no news out. So this guy came out saying, this was Sunday, I believe this came out. Yeah, Sunday, May 17th. what you won't hear from Team Brady is that Brady largely checked out in 2018 after the loss to the Pittsburgh Steelers and hated how the offense pivoted to a more run-based attack. Brady probably hated the Rams Super Bowl game as well and how it only produced 13 points. This is what we're talking about? Really? I'll let you touch on it before I talk.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of out there and absurd. I mean, he won a Super Bowl in that Rams game,
Yeah.
and champion. Yeah, I don't think Brady thought that way at all. I mean, the guy does whatever it takes to win. I don't think he cares otherwise.
Yeah.
As long as he gets the wins, that's all that matters. It's funny when we were talking about him earlier. They had his first Super Bowl win on TV the other day, I think against the Rams, and it's just funny how far Tom Brady has come since that moment. Even though he was really good in that game, but I mean he's just on another level, today. And yeah, I think that's just Patriots writers, just trying to put something together. Again, they're probably a little hurt by the decision that he made, but it's a business, and he went with what he thought was right. And again, he's the ultimate competitor. He just wants to win. I don't buy that story at all.
Yeah, I agree with you. You ask him what Super Bowl was your favorite, and he says the next one.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool and badass. He always has that mentality. I'm going to keep winning. I want to win the next one, keep winning the next game. It has nothing to do with the past.
Right.
It has to do with what I'm doing moving forward. Right?
Yeah, exactly. And to bring up an example, everybody's been watching, The Last Dance on ESPN featuring Michael Jordan. And, he talked about it last night. He was upset that they didn't get the opportunity to go for the 7th title, because of salary cap and stuff like that. They couldn't bring everybody back the following year. And, it still haunts him to this day that, if he was able to bring back that team, he would have won the 7th title. He thinks he would have got it. So that just shows you the kind of competitor. I think Tom Brady is in the same mold where they're just trying to win every time they can because they want to be the best in everything that they do. So, that's pretty awesome to, kind of compare, Tom and Michael. I think they both have that same mindset. And if anybody hasn't watched The Last Dance, I recommend it. Really good series. So
Absolutely. And also, Jay Elmore in the chat brought up a good point. He said Brady and Arians will want to keep their foot on your throat and score points.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
Right, and I commented, I was like, for real, right? There won't be a speed bump. Picture the Patriots with Randy Moss and Wes Welker.
Yeah.
I mean, when they had all those weapons, they're like, why the hell should we stop?
Right.
You're paid to stop us. Why the hell should we stop? You're not doing your job. That doesn't mean we have to slow down our job, right? And that was a big thing I brought up in the last podcast or the last live stream. Brady in his Tom vs. Time was like telling Edelman, just do your job. That was a lazy route. He's like, what the hell are you talking about? You run it. He's like, bitch, that's not my job.
Right.
My job is to throw you the ball. Your job is to run the damn right route and run it effectively so I can get you the ball. So I can picture Tom Brady looking over at Mike Evans and say, you better beat this guy. You're way better than him. You beat him every damn time. Chris Godwin, Pro Bowler, wanting to be a superstar. Get the hell out there. Prove it. Gronkowski, you know what the hell you do. Like, just lighting fires in everyone's asses. Bruce Arians already does it. I think Tom Brady, with his already just solid position, what the hell he's always established for himself.
Right.
Those players will want to step up their game for him.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, that time, not time, but that Tom versus Time. That's something I still need to watch. I haven't watched it in its entirety yet, so I need to check that out. It looks badass. I think it is. Probably is badass. But yeah, I mean, Tom is going to be fine. And again, his, like we've said before in the past, his impact is going to be off like during the week. It's not going to be on game day. It's going to be just a preparation. And game day is going to become easy, I think, for this team because of what Tom's able to do Monday through Saturday. Yeah. And he's going to help guys tremendously. And that's going to be awesome to see. Again, Tom doesn't have to be, the Tom of, when he threw 50 touchdowns, like you said, with Randy Moss. He just has to be that guy that can be, effective and efficient and, don't screw it up. Don't throw turnovers,
That's the easy answer, right?
Right.
Oh yeah, but you just mentioned about he doesn't have to throw 50. J. Elmore said the same thing. Don't see Brady throwing 50 touchdowns, but 35 to 40 seems doable. I don't even need him to do 40. Right. I just said give me another 30 plus, like how Jameis did. Yeah. I mean, give me that. We're winning games. Just don't give it away 30 plus, right?
Yeah, I think if you can get anywhere close to 30 and 12 or less interceptions, I mean, you'd be very happy with that. Under 15, maybe under 15 interceptions, I think that's doable. You keep the, turnovers down. Your defense is going to be better. Tom knows how, he knows how to operate, and he knows what is best as far as, making the right play. So I mean, we talked about it the other day. It's kind of scary to see what this offense can be with, a smart quarterback at the helm and doing the right things, pre-snap and post-snap.
Absolutely. And like you said, don't throw 12 plus interceptions.
Yeah.
If you think about it, if you have this many damn weapons, you shouldn't have to force any ball, right? You shouldn't be throwing into double teams or triple teams. I mean, even if one of them goes down, you're still loaded.
Yeah.
I mean, with proven guys that know how to catch the ball, make plays on the ball. I mean, and then guys coming up from underneath like Tyler Johnson, and if Justin Watson actually makes a damn team, like guys like that will feed the fire. Scotty Miller, like shit. I mean, this team is loaded in offense.
Yeah, let's be honest. They can run the offense with just the tight ends in general.
Yeah.
I mean, if they want to just go tight ends, that's all they can do. I mean, they can pretty much run that, and you can let Mike and Chris rest a little bit, and they got plenty of options. Let's just say that, plenty of options to work with, and I'm just excited. I want it to come to fruition, and hopefully we can see it soon here and see these guys actually on the field. That's going to be awesome. Yeah, some practices and stuff like that. Then, once I see Tom in the jersey, then I'll know it's for real. And, it's not a dream. Like, it can be pinched and it's, actually there. So, but, yeah.
God, I hope so. But we'll talk more about Brady and the offense after this. But the main reason behind this live stream is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers schedule and how we see it going through. We touched on it on the last podcast, but this is actually going through. Everyone has to do it. I mean, it's the offseason, guys. There's nothing to talk about, so let's talk about the schedule. Where do we see their record? We touched on it last time, saying I said the floor is 10-6. The ceiling was, I think, 13-3.
Yeah.
Well, I have the schedule right here in front of us, and the first game 1, Sunday, September 13th at 4:25. Bucs at the Saints. What do you see happening? Let's just touch on each one of these games, kind of give like a 2-minute overview, and let's make a selection.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I love this matchup to start. I mean, a division game to start right off the bat, I think is really cool. So as it goes now, I probably lean the Saints in this game week 1. But then again, the Saints, the Saints struggle out of the gate, and we've seen that, over the last couple of years. So maybe the Bucs can catch them by surprise. For me, it really depends on how much, time and training we have before the season starts. If the Bucs have a full training camp and preseason, then I say I like their chances. But yeah, it's going to be a tough matchup just because the Saints, they have everybody in place. I mean, we kind of do too, but again, you're still changing a big piece at quarterback and Tom Brady, and he still has to learn his receivers and stuff like that. But yeah, I'd probably give the edge just to the Saints here because it is at home in New Orleans.
I can agree to that. I'm going to play devil's advocate pretty much on all of these. So, okay, I mean, that's what, because we always agree on so much. So,
I know.
You're saying Saints. I'm going to give you the reason why of Buccaneers. I'm going to compare it to the same way of when we played them with Ryan Fitzpatrick first game of the year.
Right.
Fitzpatrick looked them up because they didn't know what to expect. All they expected was Jameis Winston's constant forcing the ball, looking deep, non-timing. It's just pushing it. Well, Tom Brady doesn't do that. Maybe Tom Brady lulls them to sleep just like he does with every other team. Yes, it's problematic saying he has to play at a high level the first game of the year against probably the best team in the NFC, period. Not just the South, but period. So I honestly think it's going to be a lot closer than you think. But I do agree with you. I think the Saints do win. They should win, technically, but don't count out Brady. But I'll agree with you there.
All right.
So I like this damn little format. I found this on YouTube, Playoff Predictors. We have our overall record here, our division record here. We're already 0-1. Shit. Conference record. So it gives everything in order. So it kind of gives, and it even predicts other teams as we go through. So that's kind of cool.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's cool.
So let's keep going. Panthers versus Bucs. This is Bucs at home. How do you see this going?
Yeah, this one I see the opposite. I see the Bucs taking this one. Looking at the Panthers again, they're in kind of a rebuild mode. I think it's going to be kind of tough for them early on, but I think the Panthers will be a stronger team once they get towards the back half of the season. They got a lot of young players on defense. They're kind of changing their offense as well. So, and you don't really know what to expect with Teddy Bridgewater. The offensive line is okay. They added Russell Okung as their left tackle, who again he's kind of suspect too because of injury. But I like the Bucs here. I think the Bucs bounce back and get a big win at Raymond James Stadium and kind of take it to the Panthers and get to 1-1.
I 100% agree with that. I'm going to say a couple points on this. Obviously, you touched on all this. New coaching staff, a whole shit ton of rookies on the defense. You have a great quarterback in Tom Brady, an unlimited amount of weapons, an offense that all the playmakers know what the routes they have to run, the blocking schemes, the concepts, everything. It's just Tom Brady, one guy having to learn the system. And hell, you have the best game manager making those decisions against a whole shit ton of rookies. You're going to always choose the Buccaneers or the team with that game manager that's the smartest guy against rookies. Okay? Let's just flat out. We don't even have to go on that.
Yep.
But let's keep going on. Broncos versus Buccaneers. And it's Broncos at home. What time is it? 4:25, September 27th. So it's not going to be freezing cold. Shouldn't be.
Right.
So it won't affect us Tampa Bay Buccaneer fans or just players itself that are used to hot weather. But also, I was reading up, Tom Brady, for some reason, isn't the greatest against the Broncos. I don't understand that, but what do you see?
Yeah, I mean, I think this game is going to be probably closer than most people think. I do have the Buccaneers edging this one out just because I like their offense against the Broncos defense. I believe the Broncos lost some key pieces on defense. Again, they still have some good pass rushers as far as Bradley Chubb, Von Miller, but I believe they lost Chris Harris if I'm not mistaken. So they got some younger guys in the secondary, still talented, but yeah, I still like I like the Bucs in this one just because of their offensive weapons. I think they'll be able to outmatch what the Broncos offense will be able to do against our defense.
Yeah, so you have Drew Lock, second-year quarterback, who doesn't even have a full season starting. He has what? Now he has Jerry Jeudy. Okay, Jerry Jeudy, who's a rookie though, against our really aggressive, fast-paced defense. And then who's the wide receiver they had? Bigger guy, small school. Did well last year.
That was Cortland
Sutton. Yeah.
Sutton.
Cortland
yeah.
Sutton, SMU. Yeah. So, and then they have the tight end too, Fant. Right. I mean, they have some offensive weapons. Yeah.
They added Melvin Gordon. So yeah, they have some pieces.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, I can see why people say they're just going to be tough. But my thing is, again, best decision maker. Then again, you have Von Miller with
Bradley Chubb.
I think Brandon. Bradley Chubb on the other side. That's a big tough test. Freaking week 3. Jeez.
Right.
But again, I'm going to touch on this not only because I'm a homer, but I'm playing the options out. Brady's going to get rid of the ball faster. 2 options that he has. He has outlets all over the place. So I can see Bucs winning this. Not easy. I think it's going to be tough. But I choose Bucs. So we're 2-1 after losing the first game against the Saints. Chargers, Buccaneers, at Buccaneers. What do you say?
I see this one similar to the Panthers game. Again, the Chargers are changing some things with the roster. They got a new quarterback probably starting, whether it be Tyrod Taylor or the rookie Justin Herbert. So, they got some talented pieces as far as the defense goes. Obviously with Joey Bosa, and they have Derwin James, They've added some more playmakers in the secondary. I believe they added Chris Harris Jr. So
Mm.
they're going to be tough. They're going to be a tougher matchup. But again, I see just the inability to score consistently. I think is going to be their problem, especially going up against our defense at home, who plays better at home defensively. I think the Bucs take this one. It'll be a little bit closer, but I think they take it in the end. Again, similar to the Broncos game.
I'm gonna be flat out and say it's not gonna be tough at all.
There you go. Okay, there you go.
I mean, I don't want to be an ass, but I'm going to. If we come off with this little rally from, okay, we got a tune-up game, Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
This game's going to be tough, I feel. This game, I think we're going to demolish them. If Justin Herbert starts, I'm 100% sure. If Tyrod Taylor starts, I think it's tougher. But still,
Mm-hmm.
I think even though they have Chris Harris, which I did look up, it's true they do,
Mm-hmm.
I still think with the amount of weapons we have, they just can't do it. Joey Bosa, Derwin James, I don't care. Derwin James is out a whole season. Joey Bosa is good. Melvin Ingram's good.
Mm-hmm.
But hell, we could get them so off balance. The middle of their defense isn't really there. They were relying on the smaller cornerback that had a crap ton of interceptions. I mean, no, I'm going to say it's an easy win. I'm sorry on that one.
Mm-hmm.
This little stretch is the hard part. But
Yeah, we're getting into tougher games here.
Yeah.
So, next up you got the Bears, and again, this is on a short week coming off of that Chargers win. The Bears defense is really good. They'll give you some problems, but again, I just think our defense personally is going to find a way to, take it to Chicago's offense. Again, I think you'll be able to confuse whether it be Mitch Trubisky or Nick Foles at the helm. Their offensive line is not the greatest, so I think our pass rush of Shaq Barrett, Vita Vea, JPP, those guys can get in there and cause some havoc. And I don't think they'll be able to run the football on us.
no,
So we'll be able to. I think we'll be able to find ways to score enough against their defense. Again, Tom is going to be, smart and efficient. He's going to work his way down the field methodically, and take the plays that are there. So I think we'll find a way to win this one, and I think we win this one probably by 10 points or more.
10 points or more.
Yeah.
I hope that's true. But again, so it's in Chicago
Yeah, which makes it tougher.
and a shorter week. Prime time. That's our first prime time game too.
That's correct. Yep.
Brady's gonna want to show up, but I think it's gonna be tougher than you think. I think they're gonna bruise us up a little bit. That's why this stretch becomes harder.
Yeah.
I do agree that I think we should win.
Right.
The fact that but then again, it is positive. It's early in October. It's not snowing. It's not cold. Hopefully not cold.
No.
So this is a pure Floridian talking. So, so I think we should win. I agree with you. But and even if it is Nick Foles or Trubisky, I mean, we sacked the shit out of Nick Foles against Jacksonville, and we'll probably do it again with him in
Right.
Chicago. So it doesn't really matter who the hell it is. The Bears don't have a great offensive line. The defense is stout, but
Right.
hell, our defense is stout. Our offense is loaded. It's more we don't need to make mistakes. It was the same shit last year,
Yeah.
and I think we have the right guy doing it this year that won't make those mistakes, that will let the game play out and let the best team win.
Mm-hmm.
But before we go on to the next game, guys, if you're in the chat, please give us a like down low. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Just do it. Help us out.
Yep.
Be a great Buck fan, right? Other than that, let's keep going. Jay Elmore, love all the stuff in the chat. Let's keep going. Jay Elmore said, good cop, bad cop. Yeah, we got to do it, right? We can't keep agreeing on every damn point.
Yeah.
So let's keep going. So Packers off of a bye. I like how they put that little bed there.
Mm-hmm.
But we're at home. This is coming. We get a little bit longer to look at them, but the Packers had pretty much 2 weeks to look at us.
Right. Yeah.
So Buccaneers at home against the Packers. What do you see?
Yeah, I think this one could be a very tough game. Packers have, when they have Aaron Rodgers, I mean, they're one of the best in the NFC. Obviously they were last year. I think they were 13-3 last season, so they were one of the top teams. And hell, yeah, they were in the NFC Championship game, right, against San Francisco. So they're a good roster.
Stop.
Yeah, yeah, they got kicked, but Yeah, very good team. They have up and coming defense for sure. They've added some, playmakers on the defensive line. So, this game I think could be a toss up really anyway. But I'm going to lean Packers here on this one just because of
Ooh.
the extra preparation and, the Bucks, coming off a big win. Coming off big wins the last couple of weeks, 4-1 on the season right now. I think they kind of have a letdown at home against Green Bay.
Like you said, 4-1. We're at
Mhm.
home. Okay, so I'm gonna give this to you just because. I mean, as a super Buck fan, I would probably say 16-0. As
well,
realistically,
well,
in
go with what you feel. Go with what you feel.
no. So here's my rebuttal. I'm
Hmm.
gonna give this to you regardless.
Oh, okay.
But here's my rebuttal. The Packers. They suck against the run. Okay?
That they
They
do.
do. The 49ers ran all over them. Couldn't stop shit. Jimmy Garoppolo didn't even have 10 passes in that playoff game that they lost to. Let me go even more into it. So people think, oh, we couldn't run the ball last year. That was last year. Every year you change.
Hmm.
Do I think the Packers are going to get better against the run? No, because who did they draft in the draft? They took Jordan Love and then they took A.J. Dillon.
Yeah.
Where are they trying to help their weaknesses? Like they're looking to the future even more when they should be looking for the now too. I mean, yes, we need to be thinking both. Same thing with the Bucs,
Hmm.
but Aaron Rodgers is your guy. You got to keep building and pushing, not just for him, but stopping the run, helping him with the defense.
Hmm.
I think if we start running the ball, Rojo Vaughn, getting them off balance, and then throwing little dumps like how Brady does.
Right.
I mean, technically, even though their offense is really good,
Hmm.
our defense will improve. I honestly think that will happen, especially in the secondary.
Yeah.
And some people think, oh, you brought back the whole defensive line, front seven. That doesn't mean it's going to be the exact same production. You're right, especially if there's injuries. But still, they are stout enough. I don't think Sue's level of play is going to drop that much.
Hmm.
I know Vita Vea is only going to get better. Shaq Barrett, yes, he can't go better. He can't go 22, 23 sacks. He's probably going to get near 10. I'm going to be a realist on that. But whoever's on the other side is going to benefit as well because Shaq's going to have attention. Vita Vea is going to have attention. JPP is going to have probably more than 10. So there's so many avenues in our team that we could attack a team like the Packers.
Right.
And
And it
Aaron
looks like
Rodgers was just embarrassed by that 49ers line. So go ahead, you were
right.
going to say?
No, I was just gonna say it looks like the chat agrees with you.
Oh,
I'll add this to the as far as being the Packers. I mean, Aaron Rodgers has struggled historically in Raymond James Stadium, so that kind of goes to our hands. So he's had games where he's thrown multiple picks here in Ray J. So that's whether it's versus Josh Freeman or whether it's versus Jameis Winston. So yeah, he's had his struggles.
so you said in the chat, so Jay Elmore said close, but I think there's going to be some tension in Green Bay this year. Not sure how much that will affect this season. What weapons do they have? I mean, AJ Dillon's pretty damn good. Devontae Adams pretty damn good.
Yeah, they still have Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones elite. Is
Yeah.
Montgomery still there? Wide receiver slash running back. Is it
Not
Montgomery?
sure on that, but yeah, I mean, they still have some guys. Again, they're not household names. They don't stack up to the weapons that we have. I mean, no team does, but yeah, I mean, it's still Aaron Rodgers, and I just feel like coming off of that Thursday night game, even though he will have more time to prepare, I think the Packers, I just have them edging this one out.
Buccaneer Bruce, I see him in the chat. I'm gonna call you out. I agree with you. I think the Buccaneers are going to throttle the Packers. I think they clown their offense. He said.
Mm.
To be honest, I agree. I mean, the rotation we can put together with our defensive line, if healthy, there's only week 6, so we shouldn't hopefully have that many injuries. But I agree with you. Like I agree their offense is good and is led by a great quarterback, and they came off of a bye. Yes, that's the only reason why I think they could beat us.
Mm.
But if it was week to week, I think we'd win. But I'll give Plus the benefit of the doubt. Packers win on a bye. So we go week 7. Buccaneers at Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah.
again,
Yeah.
coming off a bye. Check that out. What do you think?
Yeah, this one I think John Gruden overthinks it and kind of messes up his own game plan, and I think the Bucs take advantage. I have the Bucs winning this one. I think by double digits. I just think we're the better team, and I think we'll find ways to make Derek Carr make mistakes and get after him as far as pass rush goes. So I have the Bucs bouncing back and winning this one pretty significantly in hand.
Pretty significantly.
Yep.
Isn't this another primetime game?
It is.
It is.
Yep.
Another primetime game.
Mm-hmm.
In Vegas against John Gruden, who's going to want to run some shit. I think he's going to keep it a lot closer than you think. I don't think it's going to be a double-digit game. I think he's going to do these little short passes where he's going to get it out of the hands because he knows Todd Bowles is going to blitz. He's going to want to force the issue.
Mm-hmm.
I think... But then again, the Raiders' secondary sucks.
Yeah,
It
it's
just
an
does.
experience. Yeah,
Uh,
pass rush isn't great. They have some guys. I mean, Crosby, and they still have Farrell, but
yeah, J.L. Moore Sunday night game. Yeah, you're right. I mean, but then again, we got the most calm, cool, and collect guy. I agree with you, but I just don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think that's going to be a lot closer than you think. But the Bucs are 5-2. Jesus.
Yep.
When was the last time you could say we were winners before a bye week or like this early in a season too?
Yeah. We haven't been 5-2 in a long time.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I think last time we were that good, I think it was Gruden's last year when we went on to like 9-2.
Yeah, 9-3, and then we lost the last game.
Right.
Jeez.
Last 4. So.
God.
Yep.
Oh well.
But I like that matchup.
Yeah. But before we go on to the next chat again, Buccaneer Bruce says, I just don't think the Packers were as good as their record. He's touched on
that
the
could be
last
true.
game.
Yeah, that could be true.
I say this. Yes, they had no running game to speak. They were forced to throw the ball. Aaron Rodgers just doesn't make mistakes.
Right.
But with that, not making mistakes, which is kind of like the anti-Jameis. He doesn't make mistakes, but he's also leaving opportunities out on the field.
Yeah.
So because of that, I mean, that's the fine line you walk, pretty much. So if you're not making those plays against the Bucs defense, who's going to be better, more aggressive, more knowing of where they need to be on the field, I mean, there's not... bearing a major injury, we should win this game, but we'll see. Even though 5-2 is still a great record, going against the Buccaneers versus the Giants Monday night, another primetime game. So we just had 1, 2, 3 out of the past 4 games were Monday or primetime games. So Giants, Buccaneers, what do you see going on?
Yeah, this game could be a potential trap game, but again, I look at it, I just don't think the Giants roster is very good. Again, this is a team that I think is going to be in the top 10 of the draft next year. Again, they're trying to put pieces together. I think there's still some question marks on Daniel Jones, but I think I like what they put around him as far as offensive line. Obviously getting Andrew Thomas, I think will help. They still have Saquon Barkley, but we pretty much shut him down last year. And I think we do the same. But I have the Bucs edging this one out. I think they win. I say 10-plus points again. And defense, I think, is going to find ways to avenge what happened last year as far as that game and letting that one slip away. So I think they bounce back strong. And I think the offense does enough to get us the victory. I
agree with you. I think that defense is going to be pissed.
Yeah, they're going to be upset.
They open up the freaking valley for Danny Dimes to freaking go right down the center and score a touchdown and laugh at him. And then Matt Gay misses an easy kick. But I think the defense will take more offense to that. And JPP will take offense to that just because that's his opposing team. I think he's going to play balls to the walls in this one. So
I agree.
God, I don't want to be Buccaneer homer all the time. But, I mean, in this situation, so I'm going to be flat out. When it was with Jameis, I literally would toss it up in the air. It could be a heads or tails. Literally. A game that you could win easily, you knew was going to be up in the air. A game that we should get our asses kicked, we'd be in the game. We'd be in the game.
Yeah.
or we'd be one score away because he is that damn good. He can do anything on the field, but he's also that damn bad
Yeah,
where
he's
he
so
can just throw it
unpredictable.
away. And
Yeah, he's
that's
so unpredictable.
but with a guy like Tom Brady, even if he isn't anywhere near the player he used to be, everyone's like, "Oh, he's not. He's washed up. He's at the end of his career." Okay, give me the end of his career. Give me the best game manager, best decision maker
Right.
out there. Give me a guy that can just give it to the playmakers to do what they can do. Because we're loaded with them.
Right.
Yes, we could have gotten a younger quarterback to do it, but we got a guy with a proven track record that will establish himself in the locker room, and everyone's going to listen. A rookie, a younger player wouldn't have done that. Even Teddy Bridgewater, even though I liked him a lot, he's not going to have the effect to grab eyes and look at him and tell him, "No, you're going to listen to me, you're going to follow me because I'm going to get you there." And I think that's what Brady has on this team, and it's going to come to fruition in games like this that should be wins will happen. And I'm going to give that to the Buccaneers. We just freaking won 1-2. Oh, okay, 2 in a row because you said the Packers won. Either way, 6-2.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. 6-2 at the 8-week mark.
Yeah.
Now we have a showdown here again against the Saints, and now this is the third primetime game in a row for the Buccaneers. Sunday Night Football here against the Saints, and I think the Bucs get their revenge after the Week 1 loss that I had predicted, and I think the Bucs bounce back big in this one and get a key division win over the Saints and really take control of the division going forward.
I want to agree fully with that. And that's another primetime game, Sunday Night Football.
Yeah.
Jeez. That's that meat of the season where we have all those primetime games. Before I answer this, no, I'll answer it first. So, I think we do get our revenge. We'll get our third straight win. It'll be hard fought. That's potentially your... I've said it before. Like, who could be deciding who goes to the Super Bowl from the NFC? Right there. The Saints just know what to do, but the Bucs are always competitive against them every year. Now imagine, like I just said with the Giants point, a guy that can manage the game better, doesn't make us lose a game, but is the reason why we win it. So my decision's the Buccaneers just won 3 in a row, and we're 7-2. Wow.
7-2.
But
rock and rolling.
Before we keep going, let me go on to the chat real quick. So
Sure.
Antonio Santiago said, "You think season ticket holders should worry about potentially not going to any games this year?" Let's answer that. He had 2 questions. Let's answer that first.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I would be concerned, because right now the plan is probably to have games without fans in the stadium. I know other leagues are looking at that potential scenario. I know baseball is. I think hockey has been talking about it. So yeah, I would be concerned. Hopefully the teams have something in place where if fans are not allowed to go to the games, they have something in place where they can send out refunds and stuff like that and handle it properly, more properly than say the airlines have. But yeah,
or gyms have.
Right. So yeah, I would have some concern there. Me personally, I'm leaning on not going to games unless the doctors and they all come out and say, oh, it's safe to go, stuff like that. But yeah, it's definitely a concern, and hopefully fans can go. I'm hoping for best case scenario, and hopefully we can all enjoy games this season at Raymond James.
Jay Elmore just said, yeah, NASCAR just ran a race yesterday with no fans.
There you go. Yeah.
Picture it just like all you Tampa Bay fans watching a Rays game. You never went to the game. Okay, let us hopefully get to the show, and then you can go show up.
Right.
Yes, I want to see Brady live in a Bucs jersey. Hell yeah.
Everybody does. Yep.
But the thing is, let us all the whole world nationally get over this real quick. Shit. Let's get over this and move forward. Learn from it. People were saying no handshakes. There's going to be face masks all the time. I don't think that's going to be what it's going to be. I think this is just something we need to learn from. Don't be so nonchalant and just who gives a shit. Like,
Mm.
you saw all the people in Fort Lauderdale just drinking. Oh, yeah, I don't care about it. And they're just chugging in front of the damn news camera.
Right.
It's a bad look for Florida in general. So
Yeah. Yeah.
it's not just old people. It's young idiots, I guess. But,
Mm.
I mean, we just got to do better, just as I'm touching my face. But, I mean, make sure you wash your hands. Just
Right.
buffets went under. Like, it's tough. I mean, there's going to be a lot of changes, but
Mm.
stay the course, stay clean, and let it happen. We have no control over it, so don't stress it.
Mm.
But he also said, also speak on my D. I think we need number one defense to win the chip this year.
Yeah, I mean, I think the defense has a very strong possibility of being a top 10, top 5 defense. They showed it in the second half of last season. Now, granted, those were against, some, not the greatest of offenses towards the back half, but, they have the pieces in place to really show what they can do. I think another year under Todd Bowles, they can be really good, and, we will see. I'm excited. I think that's probably the most excited I am about this team is the defense. I know everyone's on the offense, but this defense has a lot of good playmakers, a lot of speed. I'm pumped about Devin White and Vita Vea. I think those two can take their games to the next levels that we haven't seen yet, and it's going to be very impressive. And like Mark said earlier, I think Shaq Barrett's going to gauge a lot of attention, and that's going to help guys like JPP, Anthony Nelson, others, and Dominican Sue get in after the quarterback. So it's going to be fun, and not even to mention Levante David, who is our best player on defense, and he doesn't even get the credit that he deserves. I mean, now with primetime games, I mean, everybody's going to know his name, and he should make Pro Bowl, All-Pro team, all those things, and really excited for the defense. So,
absolutely, and we'll touch on the defense in other podcasts. I think we'll touch on the offense later, but I mean, our defense will show up. They're reactionary. They're going to be a lot faster in being reactionary this year because they know the defense that they're running. Right. There's no real rookies that's going to be starting besides Winfield. And Winfield's already ahead of the game because his dad literally taught him the game of football. He's not learning from behind. He's kind of like a Buda Baker who he just feels the game. He doesn't have to think the game. He feels it. Like, that's a kind of good comparison I want to say. But let's keep moving forward. Jay Elmore said that Saints game is going to be a shootout, 45-42 type score. Hell yeah, okay. I think that'd be an awesome game to see.
Yeah.
But I'm like you mentioned, but I think our defense will show up a lot in some of these games where you think it's going to be Tom Brady having to carry us, and it's really going to be our defense showing what the hell they can do.
Right.
But let's go Week 10, Buccaneers at the Panthers. What do you think?
Yeah, I think this one I think will be closer than it was in Week 2 where we went at home. But I think, again, the Buccaneers pulled this one out because I think their defense is better. I think their offense can put up points against a young Panthers defense, and I think we'll be able to put up enough to win this game. And I have the Buccaneers winning this one again.
Not even going to argue. I think the Panthers are just going to be a rebuilding year. I mean, what the hell is his name? The head coach.
Matt Rule.
Matt Rule.
Yep.
Like, they brought up a screenshot of his first years with, like, the Temple team and with Baylor. First year, they just sucked ass.
Right.
It was just a lot of learning, this aggressive scheme on defense that they have, and it's hard. I mean, you just have to go through a learning curve when you're going through all this change. Plus, you lost Luke Kuechly. Right. I think it's going to be a bad season for the Panthers. Trying to establish Teddy Bridgewater. Buccaneers are going to abuse them. I think those two are easy penciled in wins. So let's keep going on. LA Rams at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Monday night again.
Right.
8:15. What do you think? Go.
Yeah, this one's going to be a tougher one. Again, this is a game that the Bucs could fall into a little bit of a trap. You've just won 4 in a row. Now you're trying to win 5, and you're sitting pretty at 8-2, I believe. And yeah, I mean, they crushed them. I mean, last year. I mean, the Bucs had their best offensive game last year against the Rams, and I think they could have something similar. I mean, the Rams really haven't done much as far as player roster goes, and I think the Rams are kind of in a decline, really, if you think about it. They have new playmakers on offense. So with that being said, even though I feel like it could maybe be a trap game, I think the Bucs come out again and win this one big on Monday night and get another win.
Sean Nelson agrees. He said Bucs beat Rams again.
There you go. Keep it simple.
God, I almost feel stupid making this many wins in a row.
But hey, I mean, this is something we have to get used to
I
because
am part of the hype train, but come on. Really?
I mean, when you don't have unpredictability at quarterback, you have a chance to win every game, and that's what Tom Brady brings.
I'm going to put this little soundbite in there. I loved that during the draft, but I agree. I mean, we should win, especially if we don't throw pick sixes within our 20-yard line where Donovan Smith has to take the head off of the cornerback, where we don't have to rely on Ndamukong Suh picking up a fumble for a touchdown. Again, guys, if you haven't noticed, in our YouTube channel, we also do film reviews.
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting to look up Shaq Barrett and all of his sacks. We're going to do that review next.
Yeah.
It's going to be badass. All 19 and a half sacks he had. What he did best. What he just freaking abused people with.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, go check out all our other stuff. We did all our draft pick reviews. Not some of the smaller school guys, but we just did Parnell Motley, Antoine Winfield, Keyshawn Vaughn, all the good stuff. Just go down in our channel, figure it out.
Tyler Johnson.
Some good stuff down there.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, yeah, guys, if you're in the chat, please give us a like. Thank you. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. But we'll keep going on. This is the biggest game of the year, probably.
Yeah.
Potentially Super Bowl competition here. Bucs versus the Chiefs. Chiefs at home, 4:25 game. What do you think?
Man, this game is going to be, I think, something special, especially if both teams are pretty healthy, which I think is possible. And you're looking at the Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes, and now they have Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who we really wanted, and plus they still have Damian Williams, who's a pretty solid back, and with the receiving core and Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. I mean, you look at both teams. I mean, they're kind of constructed very similar. As far as weapons goes, and I mean they can go toe to toe as far as offenses. I think it's going to come down to who's the better defense. And to be honest, I think the Buccaneers defense is better. So I'm going to go with the Buccaneers again, and we're going to go to 10-2, and that's 6 wins in a row now.
I'm going to burst your bubble. I let you have the Packers one. I'm taking this one.
All right.
I'm going to say the Chiefs are going to win solely for this factor. Patrick Mahomes is going to do something miraculous. He's going to do something for the TVs. And we're going to just lose out because of something he does like that.
Right.
Even though I want to put the Buccaneers, I think the Chiefs they're bringing back pretty much the whole damn team. They're loaded. And then they got Clyde Edwards-Helaire, which, yes, Devin White's probably going to be on, but
it's going to be tough.
I think this is more kind of like Tom Brady letting Patrick Mahomes beat him early and then stomping his ass in the playoffs.
I hope so.
I hope so too. But I got to do this just because. I mean, teams that good, I still can't physically admit that the Bucs can beat. Just knock them out.
Yeah, we haven't seen it yet.
I mean, yeah, as a diehard Buc fan, I'm not going to put it all on Jameis. I mean, this team literally would find ways to lose. I mean, even the defense, even the times Jameis is balling out, the defense were just, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, exactly.
And even though I have all this confidence on the defense getting better as year 2 under Todd Bowles' system, it's still bearing injury, just a little mishap in a team that good, you lose. So I'm not going to confidently say, oh, Buccaneers win. Right? So since we have a bye week, week 13, let's go into the group chat real quick. Sean Nelson said tough game.
Yeah.
Bucket. He said bucket. I'm biased. Bucs all day. I want to do the same thing, but I can't do it just yet. Our D is going to stop them, he said. I hope you're right. Jay Elmore said this is going to be a must-see game, but I think KC may pull this one out. I agree, Jay Elmore. Shit. Yeah, we agree a lot, Jay. Are you really not Michael Pless? But Exclude Garvey said, love the reviews, great inside look on the guys we drafted. Thank you,
Appreciate it.
X Clue. I mean, yeah, we're doing this because we love to do it, but you also know that you guys want to see this. It's not just blindly look into who the hell did the Bucs draft. No, I mean, we're going to look into that. We're trying to be that source for you guys. Like, so you don't have to do any work. We'll show you what the hell they do well, what they do bad, if it was a worthy pick. I mean, I almost wish we did this last year with Sean Murphy Bunting. Being like, who? Who the hell's that?
Yeah.
And then we go in to look into it so we can show you who the hell that guy is. But we weren't here. But we're here now. We're going to keep pushing it.
Right.
But other than that, let's keep going. And next game up, after the bye, Vikings versus the Buccaneers. After a bye week, I think it's going to be tougher, but what do you think?
Yeah, this game's going to be, again, another tough matchup. The Vikings, I think they got some players, but again, a very young secondary. They're making a lot of changes on defense. They still have some, key components. Obviously, you have, Daniel Hunter, who's a ridiculous pass rusher, really good.
LC.
So you got to focus on him. So they have some guys up front that can cause problems. Still have Anthony Barr and, Eric Kendricks. But their secondary is, going under new construction, you can say. A lot of younger guys, and I think the Bucs will be able to take advantage as long as they can, pass protect. Offensively, again, the big key is stopping Dalvin Cook. I think he runs their offense pretty much, and I like the Bucs defense, as far as stopping the run. And again, they have an offensive line that is kind of, up in the air. Really, they've added some pieces here and there, but again, it's still a work in progress. So I have the Bucs winning this one, bouncing back after the Chiefs loss.
Again, what do we do best? Stop the run. Dalvin Cook's their bread and butter. Kirk Cousins he's similar to Aaron Rodgers. He just doesn't want to make mistakes. He's going to hold on to the ball. I think our pass rush can get in there, even though I think the Vikings offensive line is really, really damn good. It'll be a tougher game. I almost want to pick the Vikings again, but since I did this, I'm going to give you that.
All right.
Especially because of the bye week. But Buccaneers at the Falcons. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, again, coming into this game, the Bucs are sitting pretty good, 10-3. Again, this is a division game. Both teams really don't like each other. I think our bad blood against the Falcons is pretty legit. So this game, again, the Falcons are a team that kind of, I don't really know what they're doing as far as identity goes, and defensively they're changing some things around. I think the Bucs, they find a way to get this one done. I just think they're a better roster overall, and I think their defense can find ways to shut down what the Falcons' offense is presenting. Bucs offense scores enough and wins the game.
Well, look at their draft. AJ Terrell, I thought was a reach, but still, they're trying to fix the Trufant hole. Marlon Davidson was a really good pick, I think. But the thing is, you have Matt Ryan. You're always going to be in it. The defense, if they stay healthy, again, there's a lot of ifs in NFL. So if they stay healthy, it'll be a competitive game. But overall, I mean, Bucs should win it. But I'm going to say, because it's an NFC South division foe, I'm going to go against you. I gave you that one. I'm taking this one.
Okay.
You go.
Buccaneers at Lions. Again, I think just the roster overall matches up better for the Buccaneers. The Lions, again, are still kind of in, wait and see mode as far as what the roster can be, going forward. I do like the DeAndre Swift addition. I think that's good for Matthew Stafford. But again, it depends on health. Matthew Stafford has struggled to stay healthy. And defensively, I just don't feel like they have enough. I mean, they just lost their best corner and Slay. Who went to the Eagles. I know they picked up, Jeffrey Okudah, who's probably maybe just as good. I mean, he's a really talented rookie, but again, rookie. And I think the Bucs will be able to find ways to, exploit matchups. And I have the Buccaneers winning this one pretty comfortably.
I agree with that, but to my rebuttal, Matt Patricia knows Tom Brady. I'm still going to give it to him immediately, but still. If the dude knows him that familiar, same thing with Dirk Cutter knowing our offensive scheme pretty much. It's the same deep down the threat offense that Dirk Cutter instilled, but he knows all the players as well. So if he knows the main decision maker, Matt Patricia could probably scheme something, but I still think Buccaneers win. Falcons versus Buccaneers at home. I'm already going to say Buccaneers because they're going to be pissed off from that.
Yeah.
That's the last game of the season. This is a playoff game that you kind of do. So.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's kind of right. It's cool. But Buccaneers win that last game. Pissed off. They're not going to rest anyone. They want to get that 12-4 record. Probably will be. I guess it's not a bye week since it's week 18. They got to play. So I probably shit the bed. So.
I don't know if all the games have been simulated.
Oh, true.
It looks
like. But I mean, either way, I think they win that. So I think 12-4. What do you think on this game?
Yeah, no, I think that's a good prediction. I think that could be something that comes to fruition. Again, it all depends on, how quickly everything comes together. Can the defense ascend to that next level that we think they can? Offensively, can we just be smart enough in how we attack teams? And I think with Tom Brady at the helm, I think that's definitely possible. But again, it comes down to, staying healthy. You got to have the right luck. You got to have some bounces here and there. But 12-4, I think, is definitely doable with the current roster that we have. But time will tell. We will see.
Yeah, so Jay Elmore said, we haven't beaten them at home the last 2 years on the Falcons. That's kind of why I had them beating us away. Even though we beat them away last year, it's just, I think they'll make it a lot more difficult than you think. Their defense just keeps getting hurt. They can't get hurt every damn year. It's not possible. But
right.
12-4, if we go 12-4, I said 10-6 was the floor, 13-3 is the ceiling. I think 12-4 is a really good record to have. I think 11-5 is probably more realistic. 12-4 is if everything comes together really quick. We had spurts. Let's look at it. Where we won 3 in a row. No, 4 in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row here. If we win 5 in a row, I'd flip out. When was the last time? Jameis against 2016 season? 2015 season?
And that's something you have to do. You got to find ways to win. You got to put games together. You got to be able to put streaks, and you got to be able to win 5 in a row. And that's what it takes. You got to find ways to bounce back after losses, and you got to find ways to put consecutive wins together to make the playoffs. And that's something that I feel with consistent quarterback play, that is Tom Brady, and you have a consistent play in your defense. I think that's something that is definitely doable, and that's just something we haven't had. And I know it goes back to Jameis, and it wasn't just Jameis, like you said, because of the losing. Defense was inconsistent. Jameis was up and down. So if those two things get better, you have more consistent play on both sides of the ball. You got a chance to be in a lot more games and win at the end when it matters.
No, I agree with that. I'm not going to be the one that fully blames Jameis, which I was very critical of him, but either way, it's a team game, the greatest team game. So you can't fully blame one person. Other than that, I really like this little format they have. Kudos to playoff predictors.
It's pretty cool.
This isn't a plug or anything, but it's just, either way, cool little format. You see everything right on the side for you. Easy little format for us. Other than that, I wanted to touch on one other quick thing before we end this podcast or live stream.
Yeah.
So we wanted to talk about the Buccaneers offense and what it could look like. Early on, then going on later in the season with Tom Brady at quarterback. So, yes, everyone knows we have all these weapons. I don't have to name them. You mentioned we could even win games solely on our tight ends, which is a loaded-ass room. Don't even mention the wide receivers or the running backs that we're going to have. How do you see Tom Brady pushing us to that next level? And what do you see us doing well early on? Or what do you see us having to progress to get better on in the season? I know it's a big question, but I guess early on, what are we going to be good at? And then as the season goes on, what are we going to be good at?
Yeah, I think early on, to surprise some people, I think our running game is actually going to be much better early on. I think that's something that we're going to be able to lean on. And I say that because, Tom Brady, he just knows how to win pre-snap, and that's a big thing in today's NFL. Like that is something that you know most like other quarterbacks they struggle with, and Tom just he understands what to do before even the play starts, and he knows where to go with the football, and that comes into audibles as well as far as checking to run plays. So I think our run game is going to be a strength to look at early on because teams are going to be afraid of what Tom can present in the passing game, and you're going to see some lighter boxes up front, and I think our offense is going to be able to take advantage of that, and then you'll be able to do some play action that Tom Brady excels at, and I think you're going to see him just again he's going to take advantage of what's there. Again, like you said, he's not going to force anything. And as the season continues to progress and we go forward, I think you're going to see a much balanced offense where it's going to be tougher to stop. And I think we'll be fine as far as offense goes. I think it's a really good fit for what he likes to do offensively.
I'm going to add some of the comments into my question or my answer. So, J. Elmore said, good chance Gronk doesn't play all 16 games. I agree with that point.
That's true.
But he also added, Rojo year 3, knowing he's an RB1, could really spark his growth. I agree with that as well. That's to the point of you saying that our offense early on could be driven by the run.
Yeah.
And I agree with that. It's in the fact that you just drafted a really good run blocker in Tristan Wirfs. Your running game got better as the year went on, so you realized when to run and what you were good at. All you did was change one offensive lineman now. And his early on analysis is he's really good at run blocking. So you can run on that side. You have 2 blockers in Gronk, OJ, that can block well on that side. We touched on this before. That could be dangerous in running the game. And you wouldn't have to rely on how everyone thinks that we're just a deep downfield attack. We're not. It's developing that. And now you have a manager in Tom Brady that can decide if I have to go deep, if it's there, or if I have to just dump it because they already took away the deep option. That's the biggest difference. It's not like every route is a 30-yard down the field pass. That's where I feel like a lot of fans think. But if you look at the tape, like we look at a lot, there's always a short, an intermediate, and a deep. Unless it's like 3rd and 21. Obviously, there's not going to be a short pass. So, I mean, it's just the way we look at it. I agree with you. I think we're going to be running early. My downfall, and I'm going to be the devil's advocate in here, which I got to be, is what if that fact of Tom Brady really does decline that fast? And not learning, since he doesn't have an offseason to actually learn under the offense because of this stupid damn pandemic and what it's doing to everyone in the world. So you can't get together. You can't have that one-on-one connection like the Saints are going to have week 1.
Right.
I mean, if you start, like, what is the saying? You can't lose the playoffs in the first quarter of the season, but you, I don't know, I forgot the saying, but either way, I mean, early on, momentum with this team, we haven't ever had momentum.
Right.
Like, there's been
always one step and then 2 steps back.
Right.
Yeah.
It's always been a losing franchise, so that kind of worries me a little bit, even though we are a stacked team. If Brady takes a step back, I mean, it is scary, but it's just something we got to acknowledge and move forward in thinking about.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think, even if Tom takes a step back and let's say he doesn't have, maybe the same zip or what have you on his ball, I think, again, with the personnel that he has surrounded himself with, something that he just hasn't had in his entire career. The Patriots really didn't do him any favors while, at New England. They just found ways to scheme with guys that, did enough to get open and make plays. And Tom was there and being smart and got him the football. Now he's got guys that are freak athletes and Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, Gronkowski, OJ Howard, who, I think is going to be a huge part of this offense coming this year. Plus you had Rojo in there. You got Keyshawn Vaughn. He just hasn't had guys like this that can take the ball and take it to the house like these guys can. And, I think he's going to be able to do just enough where this offense is potent to win games, and they're going to do it.
And that's borderline where I said kind of like the time where he had Randy Moss and Wes Welker. But hopefully this time we can go all the way.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, my only other's negative. I mean, because I got to start bringing negatives. We can't just be at all a positive thing.
For sure.
So we're banking on that run game as if Tristan Wirfs doesn't develop as fast as we thought.
Right.
I mean,
yeah, that right side is a concern.
Yeah. I mean, we saw developing from Kappa, but Dotson was a good pass blocker. Terrible at run blocking. That's probably why we're looking at run blockers. So Wirfs is good at that. If we're down and we got to start passing the ball, I'm not confident at all on Tristan Wirfs. I was the first player I looked at and analyzed, and he is not good at pass blocking. He just isn't. And that's why I was like, I don't know if we would lean on him because he isn't immediately good at doing it. And if you're going to be blocking for the GOAT, you want him up on his feet.
Yeah.
Yes, he can make the decision to throw it away quick, but I mean, there were times where it was literally just two guys coming at him. One guy went at the guard, one guy came at him, and he didn't know which one to take. They did a stunt, switched his eyes, and he looked this way, and the other guy went inside, and he just easy hold to the quarterback. So to me, I just don't like his pass blocking. Is he going to learn that fast? I hope to God he proves me wrong, like how Devin White did. But
yeah,
again, like Devin White, he has all the tools. He has all the athleticism in the world. Can you put it together? That's my only thing. Everyone's like, "Oh, guys from Iowa do that." I prove it to me on the field, and then I will pull it all back and say, "Hell yeah, we're going all the way." But that's a big worry for me.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, and maybe we see a Joe Haig here early, to start the season, and maybe Tristan takes over midway. Just have to wait and see. But again, we hope we get a training camp. We hope we get some preseason time. That way, these coaches can get hands on with these players and get them up to speed. Especially Tristan, because he's going to be a big piece of the puzzle, like you said, in that run game, and be able to run to the right or left. I think it's going to be a huge dividend for the Bucs offense, and that's something that I think early on that's going to take place because of the threat of Tom Brady and these weapons that we have surrounding him. I think defenses are going to be scared, and they're going to play back and try to contain the big plays. And we're going to be facing lower, less man boxes. You can say 6 to 7 man boxes, and I think we'll take advantage of that.
I can't even argue that one.
Yeah, I put it well together.
I mean, to be honest, like, I can't even say, oh, well, what if Gronk's hurt? You still have OJ and Cam Brate. What if Mike Evans is hurt?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, what if Mike Evans is hurt? Okay, well, Chris Godwin, Scotty Miller,
Tyler Johnson.
I mean, you just have so many options. I mean, I guess that could be the only other option. What if Mike Evans does get hurt?
Right.
You still have a number one in Chris Godwin, which is really all you really need. But then, like you said, you have OJ, Cam Brate. Then you have all these scenarios. What if Gronk gets hurt? Mike Evans gets hurt. Tyler Johnson gets hurt. Scotty Miller gets hurt. Okay, we still have a lot of talent. It's just scary how good they can be on offense. To me, it's more offensive line, Tom Brady, if he declines. Those are the two biggest factors on offense. Otherwise, than that, Tom Brady, I know is a great decision maker. This isn't going to get messed up. His arm, possibly. His body, possibly. But this is still playing at a high level.
That's why I'm so confident, because he wins with the neck up, and he's a guy that takes very good care of himself. So I'm not too worried about Mr. Brady. I think it's going to be other guys. If the reason we fail, it'll be because of other guys, not Tom Brady.
I can't.
You got to agree again.
I can't say all that. I mean, because it's a new team. He could possibly.
But he's the GOAT. I mean, he's going to find a way. He's going to find a way.
That would be the worst if Buck fans literally turned on the GOAT. Could you imagine that?
Feel like Jameis.
Tampa would be pure shit, right? God.
Oh man, that would be funny.
Overall, the offense, guys, it could be scary, and your defense could be even scarier. But before we leave off, let's go to the chat real quick.
Yeah,
since
sure.
it's been over an hour.
Yeah, thank you guys for all this.
Oh, so Jay Elmore said, not at all. Just think it's hilarious because he said wide receiver number 1, Scotty Miller. I said, you're one of those. He said, not at all. But
Hey, I mean, you never know. I mean, Scotty could take that next step if he puts on some weight.
don't.
I think he can. It
Don't.
won't be number one, but I think he's got a chance to be more involved than what he was, last season.
I mean, people have compared him to Julian Edelman.
No, that's a bad comparison.
But he doesn't have anywhere near the shiftiness.
No,
But
he's
still,
an outside receiver.
Yeah. I mean, but I can still see him making a big-ass impact. He had a big impact last year. Just stay healthy, and you're going to have a big-ass impact this year.
Fix those hamstrings.
Yeah, right? You're going to get the ball. But Sean Nelson said, good stream, guys. Thank you, Sean Nelson, again.
Appreciate it, Sean. Thanks for checking us out.
Yeah, you guys make the chat. Again, if you haven't liked, please like it, subscribe, do all the good stuff for us. But the biggest concern everyone had was not going to the games because of this pandemic. So I'll bring up these last 2 points. Sean Nelson said it's going to be some bull if we can't go to the games if this damn COVID pandemic stuff goes away. Doesn't go away. Shaking my head, he put some angry faces, and then Jay Elmore actually made up another point. Let me find it. He said, damn, is that high? He says, I want to see if any way I can honestly, as a season ticket holder, he says, I want to say, I'd be very upset not being able to tailgate and enjoy the live atmosphere, but I'd love to just see this team on the field.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be tough. I mean, if we can't go to the games, I mean, that stinks. I mean, everybody wants to go and tailgate, have a good time. But yeah, I just really want to see the team on the field, like Jay said. So as long as we can see that, I'll be more than satisfied. But yeah, I mean, I'm hoping for the best case scenario that we can all, get together at Ray J and have some fun and, enjoy this team.
Oh yeah, guys. I mean, I hope I can see y'all in person, not just in this chat. If y'all are season ticket holders, I think if we can't go to games, let's find bars to go to. They opened up bars, right? I mean, let's at least congregate to an area just as loyal Buck fans and just wanting to root this team on. I mean, they'll find ways. If we can't get into the stadium, they'll find ways to literally put probably speakers of fans in certain areas to go into the stadium. I guarantee it. They can't just have pure silence. They're going to have some stuff going on, which this is the unprecedented times that we're in. They're going to have to do something to manage all this. So I agree with you. I want to go to games bad, but no one knows. I don't know. I said earlier, you can't worry about something you can't control. I mean, I have no say in it. You don't. Plus doesn't. We can't literally force our opinion on something that we can't control. We can't even see this damn virus. So just like Jay Elmore just said, 6 feet apart. I agree. Just wear all your stuff. Wash your hands. That's all we can recommend to do.
Yeah.
But,
everyone just keep doing the right things. Taking care of your bodies and stuff, and being smart. And hopefully we'll get through this very soon.
Yeah, Tom Brady just came out with something. It was an immune system builder or something.
Oh yeah, Tom's always promoting his stuff there.
Hold on. Have you seen what Tom Brady looks like right now?
He looks like he is every bit of 43 years old.
No, he's looking ever so tan. Let me bring this up. So
he's working on the tan.
He is truly using Jeter's house to the best he can. Look at my man's tan.
Oh yeah, he's got rid of that Boston
clean.
That Boston pail that I still have. I can't get rid of.
Look at this. Look at this. My dude is looking too fresh. I can't even think of a Hispanic name to give him. Tom Brady-o? I don't know. Rico Suave? Geez. Pearly whites, tan skin. Jesus, Tom, you're doing something. You're
looks like he upgraded. He upgraded the Wi-Fi as well.
Right. Well, he's gonna get the Latino fans now at the games. But I guess one last thing before we talk about leaving this. So J. Elmore said, could you see a situation where you can't sign back Godwin next year?
Move. Yeah.
That'd be scary,
No,
but
no. I think Godwin comes back again. Bruce Arians has talked about it. I think they find a way to make it work. The one that scares me is maybe Shaq Barrett.
yeah.
It just depends on what they can work out as far as money wise. But yeah, I see Chris Godwin being back. I mean, he's just too critical for what they like to do offensively.
I agree with that. I mean, it's kind of like, I can't believe I agree with you yet again.
I'm a smart guy. We're both on the same level.
But it's the whole point of Bruce Arians loves to use his wide receivers. He wants to push the ball down the field.
Yeah.
You have two bookends pretty much in Godwin and Mike Evans. So why the hell ruin a great thing? Form the Isaiah Bruce and Torrey Holt combination you had for the greatest show on turf in Tampa. And you'll find a way. Gronkowski will most likely take less next year.
Right.
Tom Brady would probably be like, holy shit, this team's great. I'm going to take less. So there'll be ways to get him on this team. Like you said, Shaq Barrett, I can see if we didn't. Only because we'll talk about this in the next live stream. This defense is built strictly from the middle back. It's not on the outside in.
Yeah, it's middle out.
So I think, and they touched on this so many times last year. We heard it from Jess Root from Rise Up See Red. They focus on stopping the run, blitzing middle linebackers, defensive tackles that can cause pressure. They don't necessarily get to the sacks, but they cause disruption. That's what we build on. And then the outside guys benefit from how badass the middle of the defense is.
Right.
So if he gets away, I'd be a little saddened because that's the best defensive performance we have seen ever in a Tampa Bay Buccaneer uniform. Ever. In 1 year. Think about that. As a pass rusher, forgive me.
Yeah.
You can't argue that. You really can't. You can't say Brooks wasn't a pass rusher. You can't. Simeon Rice never had that. Warren Sapp never had that. So it'd be sad to see, but the dude deserves what he's going to get. I hope he just wants to stay in the system that will get him wins. And numbers is a great freaking system to be in, but
right.
I can agree with you on that. And then J. Elmore, last thing before we head out, would like to see them work out a deal for Gronk to lessen the cap. Yeah, I just touched on that. Well, other than that,
I agree.
Any last points, Plus?
No, again, thank you guys so much for joining us. Appreciate all the guys in the chat. Really appreciate it. Thank you guys for subscribing, liking, do all the good stuff. Share this content if you can. We appreciate it. Go check out our reviews if you can. We got a lot of stuff coming up, so really excited about the I think Shaq Barrett is going to be our next review, so really excited to dive into that, and we'll talk more on him because he deserves it.
Yeah, I agree. J. Elmore said Tam Brady eating W's. I agree. Plus,
go
ahead.
No, I was just going to say, great way to close the show.
Yeah. And also, I was going to say, we got to make a segment called Ples's Point. That sounds awesome. Ples's Point.
There we go. Let's do it.
Yeah, guys, we're going to be on YouTube every week going all the way up to the season. During the season, you're going to see some amazing things. We're going to bring up, I know you guys love how we transition from here to the internet to everything, just showing you what we see. It's not just talking diarrhea of the mouth, right? This is what we initially tried to bring you, was showing you what we see, just so we all can grow as a fan base and understand what's going on. And we're all learning at the same time. So this is why we like this platform and why we want to bring it to you. But other than that, yeah, like Plus said, enjoy the videos we have down there in the video section. We have all the rookies. We're going to go do Shaq Barrett, and I can't wait to do Vita Vea. Other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed the live stream, and go Bucs.
Go Bucs.